But if you was punched in the face on date number 2, see, you don't need. Well, I'm gonna see what happens on the next date because maybe he was just upset. No, he wasn't upset. Something wrong with him. He crazy.
Love doesn't create an environment of hatred and fear. That's not love. These are the things we need to be aware that we're not telling ourselves to make excuse for those who are toxic. That person needs to get help.
But I want to be honest on this podcast, right? We want to be transparent.
Transparent.
I was once the jealous boyfriend.
I could see that though.
Welcome to another episode of the Unignorant Podcast. I am your host, Chris Williams, aka Comedian Chris, and I'm joined by my beautiful Jamaican queen,
Akila Williams.
There she is. How we doing? What's going on? How you feeling?
Feeling good. We got another good one today.
We got a good one for y'all today. And I just want to say to you, this is being recorded. I need the world to know.
What you want the world to know, Chris?
Right? I need the world to know that I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful that you have made you have created a home that is drama free. It's a toxic free environment. I am never sitting in the car like, oh, I hope when I get up there she gone. I just can't stand every time I go in there she's still there. So I'm just thankful that you have made a home that is filled with peace, and the number one thing, it's filled with the Spirit of the Lord. Come on,
amen,
somebody.
Amen.
Hey, I just want
to say that I don't take any credit. I give all credit and glory to God because of Him inside of me. I'm able to serve my family.
Look at you being humble. Look at the humbleness. See, that's the humble spirit right there. She got the humble spirit. It ain't me. Listen. I know you giving me compliments and all that, but let me tell you something. It's Jesus. I ain't got nothing.
It is because of God.
No, but seriously, we have a toxic free relationship, and I'm thankful for that.
Amen.
When you text me, I'm excited that you text me. When you call, I'm happy. When I come home and you guys greet me with love, I love that. So I'm just thankful for my family because not everyone has it like that. Not everyone has it like that because there are many people that are out there right now in a relationship, and it's a toxic relationship.
Sure is.
But here's the thing. Many people are in a toxic relationship and they don't even know.
Oh my God.
It's a toxic relationship. They're okay with it. This is how love looks to them. And we're not trying to judge nobody or nothing like that because we've been married. Me and my wife have been married 14 years. 14. Come on, give it up for that right there.
14 years.
14 years. 14 years, and we've been best friends from the beginning. I think that's key in any relationship. We want to make sure that we continue to love each other and just continue to be best friends in this marriage.
Yeah. And if you just, humble yourself half the time and just tell, me that I'm right all the time,
that's
then
what
we
it
should
is.
be good.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We should be good.
So that's toxic right there. That's a red flag. I'm going to take that red flag right there. But today we're talking about red flags in a toxic relationship. Now, not all the time you could just say, well, there's a red flag, I'm out. Because, there's kids involved, there's marriage.
Yeah.
But we can always try to get counseling, which is important.
Yes.
Right? Or if there's no kids involved and you just met this brother last week, listen, kick him to the curb. He'll be all right.
You don't need to go on date number 6 to find out.
Yeah, you don't need...
date number 3, stuff is looking kind of funky.
Yeah. You was who uses funky, by the way?
I use funky.
Okay, funky. We're gonna go with funky, right? But if you was punched in the face on date number 2, see, you don't need. Well, I'm gonna see what happens on the next date because maybe he was just upset. No, he wasn't upset. Something wrong with him. He crazy.
And don't just think, but this is what love is. Love is intense. Love. This is love. If he don't hit me, then he don't love me.
Yeah, that's not what you.
Love is. He's supposed to do that. That means he cares.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't care. It's toxic.
Toxic.
So, what are some of the red flags of a toxic relationship?
One of the major red flags would be lack of trust. Building trust and honesty is crucial in any relationship. All right. So if you want to build a strong and healthy relationship, trust and honesty is crucial.
Yes.
That's a crucial thing. So if a person is like jealousy, right? If the person is jealous of you, it's not gonna work out.
And if they never take your word for it, if they're always questioning your motive for everything, then there's a lack of trust. They question relationship interactions, whether it's a friend or someone of the opposite sex or someone you just met, and they take it out of proportion and it blows up to this big thing, right? Then they can't never just take your word to say, oh, that's just a friend or that's a coworker. They always say, oh, questioning it. Question any sort of relationship. And they're checking your phone. You know, they're just never just can just say, oh, you said that's what it is, and that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you were a brother right now, if you listening, if you were a brother and you can't even check your own mailbox, you know, he want to know why it took you 3 minutes to go check the mail. It's right there. It's a minute and a half. Huh? Who you seeing out there? What's going on? See, that's a problem. You want to get away from that brother, and it might be a female, because I'm over here thinking as a brother, but it might be a female, because females, y'all crazy too. I'll say it right to your face, woman. That's right.
Yeah, some women are crazy.
Look through dead in your eye. You know what? Y'all crazy.
No, not y'all. Some
y'all crazy. All of y'all crazy.
Not all.
All of y'all crazy. Something wrong with y'all. But if they're checking your social media, you know, who's that? You know, who that? Yeah. Why you gotta like her picture? Why you gotta be all up on her page? You know, why you in her DMs?
You live in a constant state of suspicion.
Right. But not even just that. It's like she questioning why you liking all your mother's pictures. You know, that's a problem. Oh, I didn't know it was her. After, you know, with the wig and everything, and she looked different. Okay, well, you lucky. You know, that's a problem, chick. You want to get away from that person. But I want to be honest on this podcast, right? We want to be transparent.
Transparent.
Can we do that?
Yes.
I was once the jealous boyfriend.
I could see that though.
Wow.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Okay. No, but that's cool. You could see it. Now you 14 years. I always knew it, you know, but I ain't never really want to say nothing because I was scared.
I'm just kidding, guy. I'm just really kidding.
I didn't want you to beat me, you know, but I always knew you was the crazy one. No, but I was really a jealous boyfriend. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you this story. You know, I was dating a young lady. She had a job interview. Right. And I'm like, okay, cool. The job interview. Okay, so what time in the morning would this job interview be? And she told me, well, the job interview is at 5:30 in the afternoon, 5:30 p.m. I was like, wait, 5:30 p.m. Okay, that's kind of weird. Like who wants to interview people after work? Right. So I found out, and I don't even know. I don't know if I checked her phone. I don't know what I did, but I found out that it was a Christmas party at the company she was actually interviewing for, because she wasn't working for them yet.
Okay.
So I found my way after my job to get to her new job interview. Got down there to the building right there. It's right off right near Grand Central. This is New York City, by the way. So I make my way to the lobby and I see the door where the party. I hear the music bumping. I was like, okay, that's got to be the spot, because that's the only music I'm hearing in this whole entire building. It's a corporate building, right? I walk to the door and I see a bouncer. Damn. Okay.
Got a job interview?
Yeah. Well, right. But it's a party, so I get it. There's a party going on, and I was like, all right. So part one of my jealousy reasoning is right. There's a party. So I get to the door and my man's like, hey, how you doing? You know, big dude, tall dude, maybe, you know, football looking guy. And I'm like, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I work with the company, whatever. I lied. I told him I work with the company. I get in the party. Right. He goes, oh, go ahead. So I'm in the party now, but I don't see her. So I'm in this, and it wasn't a large, like a club. It was like an office space that they turned into an area where they're going to have a party. And they had the drinks, they had music, and everything was playing. So, but I don't see her. So I'm like, dag, maybe I was wrong. But I know she's interviewing for this particular company. I'm talking with people that work there. Hey, how you doing? How's everything? Oh, what department? Oh, I work up, and I'm upstairs. You know, nobody really sees me. I'm by myself. I had to make up stuff to let people know that, you know, that I work there. But they're looking at me like, this guy don't work here. So finally, she comes down, and she's with this guy, I guess, who was not managing her, but interviewing her. She comes down. She doesn't see me yet, but I'm in the corner. Think of like, okay, for those that are listening, think of like, I don't know if anybody ever saw Predator, when the guy is in the jungle and Arnold Schwarzenegger's like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you here? And he's like, shh. Bill Duke, I think his name is. Is it Bill Duke? That's the actor, right? He was also in Menace to Society. And he's sitting there and he's in the jungle. He's like, I see you. That was me. I was in the party talking about, I see you. And I'm sipping my drink and she looks over. And let me tell you something. You ever saw a black woman just go like get red?
Oh my God.
This is a dark-skinned black woman that just went red. And I said, yeah, I see you. And I just looked at her while I sipped my drink with the straw. And that night we had a big blow up. Like, why did you show up there? What's your problem? You don't trust me? I told you. And I was like, well, why did you have to go to the party? Why not be a professional and say, no, I'll meet you at 9 a.m. like the normal job interviews? Because it was a young guy who was her manager, and all the other guys that worked in the company too, they were slapping high fives. Yeah, we gonna hit that. You know, and I was like, wait a minute, man, you ain't gonna be doing nothing, bro. Because when she came down, everybody was checking her out like the new girl, because he was introducing them. But the jealousy boyfriend that I was at the time.
But why were you as a jealous boyfriend though?
I don't know. I want to stab everybody with a fork in the face. Because I was just the rage at the time, man. I could have killed her. I would have been in the news.
So what did she say when she saw you?
She couldn't say nothing because she was still with that guy. But I'm in the corner like, yeah, I see you.
But I'm trying to understand what.
I thought she was cheating with someone.
But why? Just off
because
the handle?
So I never trusted her. I had trust issues.
Okay.
Right? Because when I first.
So you're toxic.
Yeah, I was. I'm admitting that 100%. And that's why when Jesus saved me, amen. Hey, shout out
to the Lord for the blood.
I don't want nobody to judge me right now. Like, is he still the same way? Is he still following Aquila around? You know. But at the time when I met her, she was living with a police officer.
Oh, okay.
Right. And she told me they're not together, but they're still living in the same place. So I'm like, what? Okay. And I still went along with dating her, but I never really trusted her. And that was my whole thing. So
I'm glad you've been delivered.
And I've been delivered from that.
Another red flag of a toxic relationship is constant criticism. That's when the person, always criticizes everything you do. You can never do anything right. You did criticize your choice of clothing, criticize your hairstyle. Why did you cook this food? So you're constantly kind of walking on eggshells because you never know what they're going to say about anything that you do.
Next one, controlling behavior. Controlling behavior. Your partner tries to control various aspects of your life. Telling you, well, I don't want you with that one. Now, if it's for good reason, but if there's no evidence of anything, then that's a red flag. That's definitely a red flag.
And if they want to know your whereabouts at all times, they're using the Find My Phone to track your driving movements. If they're demanding frequent updates on your activities, where you're going, when you're coming back, who you're going with, how long you're staying, all those things, this is controlling. And sometimes they may even use finances to control you. Like they may be the person who has all the financial power. You have no financial independence. They control you with money. Like, oh, okay, you want to go here? No, you're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to make a financial decision. That's, especially in marriages. Maybe not so much when you're dating because you still kind of have a little bit of control. But when you're married and you started to share accounts, the person uses finances to control you. So that's a major red flag. And
especially if they're making large purchases without even speaking to you.
Yeah. And then when you get upset about it, they gaslight you, make you seem like you're the crazy one. You have to figure out, is this something I want to continue with, or do I need to make some changes? Probably see a counselor if it's possible to work it out, or maybe just need to go separate ways. Because it's not fair for you to be in a relationship and be suppressed, to be controlled, and be manipulated. No one wants that.
Speaking of manipulated, one of the next flags, manipulation. Person uses manipulative tactics to get what they want. So my ex-girlfriend, the same one, we would argue. Oh, yeah, you ain't nothing. I don't hate you. And we would argue, hang up the phone, or she'd leave my house, whatever at the time, and we're not talking. And then a couple of days go by, and it's like, I'll get a call. So you really want to break up with me? Is that what you want to do? And I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. I think we should break up because, you know what, you ain't no good, and we always arguing. I'm tired of this. I'm stressed out. I'm too young for this. I should be enjoying life. Then I'm gonna kill myself. Wait, hold on. Wait, listen. Let's pray. Jesus, Like, this is what she told me.
Yeah.
And this was not just once, this was multiple times where she has threatened to kill herself if we don't get back together.
And did you get back together?
We had to. I had to. Because honestly, I did not want that on my mind, my conscience. I didn't want to have that on me, bro. Like, yo, this girl done killed herself because you broke up with her. Like, how do you even deal with that?
Yeah.
And I didn't want to deal with something. So the only solution at the time was, listen, let's talk about this. Come on, now stop. Why are you talking like that? No, I'm gonna do it. And she's crying. This is not someone just saying, yeah, I'm just gonna kill him. Like, she's crying.
Wow.
Like, emotional, crying, bawling. And I'm like, crap.
Did you ever think to say to her, let's go talk to someone, a counselor or someone
No,
to deal with
at
this?
that time, come on, I'm from the Bronx, New York. We don't do counseling. We figure it out.
What, by staying with the person?
You stay with the person, we fight and kill. No, I'm joking. But we my only solution at the time was to stay with this person. So we went ahead and we made up, and then it came a time when I said, okay, this is it. It's time to kind of break up. And I tried to do it slowly too, so it wasn't like before, like, oh, we're done. So yeah. So I'm making my point that sometimes both of the people or both of the individuals in the relationship can be toxic.
Yes, definitely.
That makes it even worse. She's got issues, I got issues, and you're coming together trying to make union.
Yeah.
That's impossible almost.
The next red flag is abuse. And this is physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, in any way, shape, or form. If there's constant angry outbursts, if the person's hitting you, if the person's putting you down mentally, in any shape or form, any kind of abuse.
Let's look at verbal abuse. This person calling you names, insulting you in front of company.
Yeah, always embarrassing you.
And embarrassing you. Yeah. You do not have to put up with that. If you are in a situation like this, please don't do that to yourself. You're worth more, right? Yes. You are a queen, you are a king, whoever we're speaking to right now, do not accept any type of abuse and don't make excuses for it.
Yeah. This is not love. Love is not intense. Love hurts. These are the key words sometimes we tell ourselves, and it's not true. So love doesn't hurt. Love doesn't punch you in the face. Love doesn't fight you in the street like you're a dude. Love doesn't break you down emotionally. Love doesn't create an environment of hatred and fear. That's not love. These are the things we need to be aware that we're not telling ourselves to make excuse for those who are toxic. That person needs to get help. And if you need to leave safely, there are resources out there for you to leave safely. You don't have to be suffering in silence alone.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to lack of respect.
Yeah.
It's a lack of respect. If I put my hands on you, Keela, that means I totally don't respect you.
Yeah.
I'm hitting you because I didn't like what you said. As a man, I'm hitting the person that I said I love. Like, it's not okay. Yeah. And many people live in a relationship like that. And it's okay because, and here's the thing, they saw it. They saw that with their parents.
Yeah.
And so now I knew, there's a few people who has told me that. This is females. Females have told me, I like a thug. I like me a thug. Ooh. I said, you like him? Oh my God. I would definitely be with him. I don't like the nice guy.
Yeah.
Really? So you like the guy that's going to cuss you out, cheat on you, give you an STD, wild out on you, maybe punch you dead in your face. You like that guy? Because that's what a thug is. Yeah. A thug is not thinking rationally. They're just going to, it's anger straight up. You might even get shot.
But that's how some females identify what love is. Like, if he's not hitting me, he doesn't love me.
Or if he's not jealous.
If he's not jealous, he doesn't love me. If he's not arguing with me, he's not showing me love. They equate those actions to affection because that's what they saw growing up, or that's the environment they're coming from. And so they feel like, well, that's how I know love to be. I don't know love to be soft, love to be gentle. I know love to be rough, intense, fighting, arguing all the time. Yeah, because that's when I know he's really into me. No, baby girl.
That's not it.
And then abuse can lead into isolation. So where the person may say, well, you don't need nobody but me. They try to keep you away from your friends and family. That person wants you to spend all your time with them so that you become more dependent upon them. You're never allowed to go to Christmas parties with your family gathering, or the Thanksgiving dinners, or you're not allowed to have a girlfriend or go on a girls trip or anything like that, because they make you feel like, oh, I don't need an outer circle. He's my inner circle, my bestie, my everything. That's complete isolation.
You in my circle, girl.
Yeah. I'm the friend. I'm the only person you need. You don't need nobody else but me.
The circle you have is me. That's all you need.
And that's never the case, because everyone needs a village. Everyone needs a community, right? Someone you can talk to, someone you can rely on. I love you, but I have my best friends that we talk and we crack up and we make jokes and
please go do
we
that.
go dinner with or whatever.
Right.
You can't just be, it's unhealthy.
Yeah,
that the only person you talk to is the person you're with,
right?
Your partner. That's so toxic.
What type of man is that though? Like what type of dude?
That's a weak man.
Like, why would you want to isolate the lady that you're gonna be?
That's
with?
someone who's weak.
But what is your goal? What's your motive, bro?
Control. Some people are narcissists, and they just feel like it's about them, for them, and everything's around them is to serve them.
Damn.
And sometimes they get in relationships just not because they love the person. They get in a relationship because they want that person. They feel that person is there to serve them all their needs.
Well, dang.
Right?
Because I'm just trying to, because I don't have that type of mindset, and so I'm trying to think. Well, why would someone do that?
Yeah, it happens. It happens. I grew up in an abusive home, and I've seen some crazy stuff. We will talk about it when we get to marriage episode, but I grew up around narcissism. I grew up around physical, emotional, and mental abuse. So I know what some of the signs are.
Well, I did too. So let's not, we're going to be transparent.
Yeah.
And my dad was the abuser. My
father was the abuser too.
And I was young. My dad was Jamaican. My
dad was Jamaican too.
Well, maybe they know each other. Maybe they were best friends. They grew up together in Jamaica. Yeah, man, we go America and beat woman. You want to do it? Yeah, man. You get a woman, I get a woman and beat them. But like, as a kid, I remember just seeing my mom. Like, this is what your father did to me. Look at my face. Mm-hmm. My mother had blood on her face. I don't even know how. I was so young. Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, how did that happen? I couldn't even comprehend that my dad hit my mom, because all I saw was blood. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no, not the guy who was just loving you and telling he loves us. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way. And I thank God, as like, listen, that toxic relationship that I was in, and any other relationship that I had, I would never think to put my hands on them.
Yeah.
Now we had one situation. We laughed.
It wasn't an abuse. It was a play fight that went wrong. That went left. You know why I'm saying it now? Because I know you're going to come and you're going to tell me. No, but
see, once again, you're jumping off the bridge.
Okay, let me hear your story,
I wasn't even going to talk about that situation.
Okay, what situation were you going to talk about, Christoph?
Now that you brought up that one. Now that you brought up that situation, thank you for reminding me. We used to play fight, and you scratched me, you got upset, and you was mad, so you scratched me. But I was actually talking about the time when we were going in Brooklyn to go see a friend in the hospital.
Oh, yes.
And we were having an intense argument. And while I was speaking, you walked off. Now, fellas, that's listening. This
conversation is not over.
Yo, son. She told me, this conversation is now, while I was talking. So just imagine you saying, and let me tell you something, girl. This conversation is now over. And she started walking off. I'm like, I know this heifer. Did she just wait a damn minute? So I grabbed you by your arm. We were just like 1 year into dating.
No, we were married.
We were married.
We just got
no. There's no way.
Engaged. We're engaged or something like that.
We were not engaged.
No?
We were dating. This because our friend was in Brooklyn. We're not naming names.
I thought we were
at the hospital.
Okay, I could be wrong. Okay.
Right, and I was still doing the acting class with him.
Yes. So then we were engaged.
There's no way.
Yes way.
Anyway, I grabbed your arm in this intense moment. And you turned to me like Denzel Washington. Like in the scene, I don't know if you guys seen the interview with Jamie Foxx and Denzel. And he pulls away. Take your damn hands off of me. Don't you put your hands on me or something, whatever he says, right? But that's the look you gave me. And I want to be honest about this.
Yeah.
When I grabbed your arm, it was really because I felt disrespected. I was talking, you moved on. Like, yo, hold up, come here. You ain't going to just walk off on me, right? You know, man.
Okay.
But when you turned to me and said what you said, like, don't you put your hands on me, don't, and tears began to come to your eyes, I was like, holy crap, what is going on?
Yeah.
Because I saw anger. I saw pain in your eyes.
Yeah.
And I said to myself that day, we were still upset with each other. We made up that day. But I said to myself, and I never told you this, I said, I never want to see you look like that. I never want to see you look upset the way you did that day. I will never put my hand anywhere on you in a heated moment.
Yeah.
Now, I'll push the hell out of you. I'll push you into a damn wall and make you hit the back of your head. No, I wouldn't do that. No. But that day, Keela, this is 14 years here.
Yeah,
I've never told you that.
You never.
I said, I never want to see you look like that. And that look that you gave me with that hurt in your eyes and that pain, I never want you to look at me and then give me that look again because of what I did.
And that look and that pain is coming from, I grew up seeing my mom getting abused. All my memories, majority of my childhood memories, it was of my mom being abused. Right. So my thought was that whenever I got older and I got married, that's my deal breaker. I will never be with someone who abused me. Yeah. Ever, 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 ever. I would rather be by myself. That is something that triggers me. When you grabbed my arm, it took me back.
When you gave me the angry look, I could have been like, okay, she done been through some stuff. Let me get the hell out of this relationship.
You wasn't going nowhere. You loved me. You wasn't going nowhere.
You don't know that?
I knew that. It wasn't going nowhere.
I had so much women. You don't understand. All the women in the church wanted me.
Some of this Keela juice.
Whoa, wait a minute. Listen, lady, this is a PG. This is a podcast that is G, okay? We're going to bring it down to a G.
Listen, that's why you got to go there, though. I wasn't even talking about anything.
Come on, who says Keela juice?
I do.
There's only one thing I think about if you say that to me, girl. And that ain't for people to be hearing. Now, come on, we married folk, but come on now. Not everything got to be out there. I don't want people thinking,
at this point,
well, what kind of juice she... There's a pervert listening. Well, what kind of juice does she have? Oh, my God, I want to know. You know, there's a pervert listening.
You need to know what kind of juice I got.
There's a nasty old man listening to this podcast. Oh, come on, I hope she tell me what type of... I want to listen to what kind of juice.
You're so crazy.
Is it Tropicana or Minute Maid? What kind of... Does it have the pulp in it? What kind of...
orange juice.
Nasty. Take your nasty self somewhere, sir. All right, and the last... I think this is the last red flag. This was my red flag that I should have listened to. Always arguing.
Oh, yeah.
Always... Yo, dude. Always arguing?
Yeah.
You're never having happy... You have more arguing moments than happy moments.
And it's not like there's usually a compromise or anything. It's just arguing for arguing's sake. There's no compromising.
I think I was very immature going out with this lady. And she was a go-getter. Mm-hmm. She was the type, oh, I'm going to the studio. I'm going to make a song. I just thought of something. I'm like, wait, who the hell? What you going? What you mean? What's happening? Like, there was a time we were at a studio, right? And she said, you want to come with me? I said, yeah, I'll come to the studio. No problem. Now, what I did not know is the type of song she was singing and the genre she was going to be singing was R&B.
Oh, brother.
So the song was a love song. But the dude is on... Now, I want you to picture this. Fellas, picture your lady on the mic right next to the piano while the guy is playing the piano and she's singing a love song looking into this dude's eyes and he looking up at her. he looks at me like, yeah, I got your girl singing to me. You know what I'm saying?
He said that, or you imagine?
That's what I saw. When I was sitting there watching the whole scene. Remember the scene in Martin?
You imagine
Listen
that, Chris?
to me.
That never happened.
I am not crazy. Listen to me. You're not going to gaslight me here today. I knew what the hell I saw. Listen. Listen to me. Remember the scene on Martin when Keith Washington came into town and he was singing to Gina. Yeah. And Martin was sitting on the side, like, and they were singing each other's face and looking. He was just standing there, like, look at them singing all, like, that's how it was. And she was singing, "Ooh, I know, I love you," and he's looking at, "I love you too, girl." And I'm like, wait the hell, is something going on here when I'm not here? Like, what happens when I'm not here? Like, if I left right now, what's going to really happen on top?
She was going to work and then go home.
Oh, she was going to get worked. All right, that's what would have happened. I'm glad I was in there. I stopped everything. This whole you had to felt the energy in that room. I felt it. It was deep.
So if we had to recap.
Let's recap.
So you have to look out for these flags: lack of trust, constant criticism, controlling behavior, manipulation, abuse, isolation, and frequent arguments.
Yep. Now listen, if you are in if you see these red flags, you have to really think. You have to do some thinking.
Yeah.
It's not easy. But what's not easy is you staying in a toxic relationship.
Absolutely.
You might think it's easy, but no, it's killing you. And unfortunately, there are people who stay in toxic relationships and there's death.
Yeah.
It's happened.
Yes.
Just because it's not on Instagram, on Facebook, and on the news all the time. Things like these happen. Things like this happen all the time.
Absolutely.
And these things happen. So what do you wait for? You're getting beat. You're getting insulted. He has outbursts or she has outbursts of anger. Things happen. There are men who talks about, yo, I woke up and she's over me with a gun to my face.
Yep.
And I did not know what to do. Like, these things happen.
Yes.
So if you are in a situation like this, you need to make a very serious decision. Either get out, seek counseling, and make it work.
Good relationships are based on trust and respect and supporting each other's personal growth. If you ever feel stuck in a controlling relationship, you can reach out to a family member, a friend, or speak to a counselor. And if the situation gets so bad where it's becoming violent, there's resources out there for you. As I said, you don't have to stay and suffer in silence. You can contact the National Domestic Abuse Hotline, or you can visit their website at thehotline.org. We're going to have their information in the show notes.
Thank you for tuning in, y'all. We appreciate y'all listening. If you made it this far, listen, we want you to definitely subscribe and leave a review. Tell us what you think. And listen, you can hit us up on Instagram. Just DM us. We will answer back. We're not that type of people that won't answer back. Let us know what you think. Let us know about topics you want to hear. And we want to hear from you. All right. So thank you. Check out the link. Click the link below in our show notes. We will have all of our contact information, and you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to podcasts. We out.